Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello, and we are back from a long Thanksgiving week. Lots of stuff, I'm sure, happened to everyone. But before we get to all of that, make sure to listen to our other podcasts that we have, Miguel and Holly's full show. So if you missed anything like Blown Off or Am I the A-Hole, The Hum Game, The Check-In, Holly's Trending in the Queen City, all of those features, you can listen to it with the full show or get separate podcasts if you just like Blown Off or Queen City Confessions. You can do those. Just type in anywhere you listen to podcasts on the iHeartRadio app, Miguel and Holly's full show. All right, we are back from the holiday. Just because someone said that they heard this for the first time on our podcast this year, and now they feel like they hear it everywhere.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken.
So there's actually a full version of this on iTunes. Beautiful. That really? I looked up, because I wanted to play it Thanksgiving, and I was like, well, I don't want to just play the YouTube video. So I looked, and there's actually like a full-blown version of it, and I was like, yes, and yes.
I hope she got paid for that.
Yeah,
she did. So I was doing some research on it. Shirley Caesar, who that is, when this first broke in 2016.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been that long. Yes, that long, since 2016. She thought it was so humorous, and she capitalized on it, and she like had shirts and sweatshirts and stuff with the green beans, tomatoes. I'm like, you get it, Reverend Shirley Caesar.
Dang.
So how was everyone's Thanksgiving break?
It was good. Sleeping in was good. I feel like the Thanksgiving dinner itself wasn't really that good.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it was. Like, it just didn't pop. I don't know. It was not bad.
Food or the actual dinner sit-down experience?
No, the food.
Oh,
the food.
Okay. Didn't you make Miguel's mac and cheese?
I did, which came good, by the way. That was, I think we've discussed, that may have been the star of the dinner. Because everything else just, which is weird because everything was so well planned. It's like it should have been better.
Like, was it just no flavors? No.
Yeah, nothing was like as good as it could have been.
Ooh.
Like, we discussed this. And it's like, I don't think it's anybody's fault. Well, it's a little bit of somebody at fault because a person made this awesome butternut squash side dish. It's got like bacon on it and like all this good stuff. And his parents left it in the oven too long. So that like when they realized they had to come out, the bottom was burned. And his mom was like, I like it burned. And I'm like, nobody likes it burned. It's fine. I don't know. And like, I felt like I thought my pie was good. But maybe not the best pie I've ever made. I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't like last year. I remember at Thanksgiving dinner itself being like top notch. This year I was just like, it's fine. It's fine. What do you really need? But overall, it was a good day.
That's awkward. Producer Kelvin, how was your Thanksgiving meal?
It was good. My fiance's father is one of those cooks, chefs, whatever you call it, who doesn't follow a recipe. He just kind of goes with the wind. And he made an incredible turkey sausage stuffed turkey. I don't know what it was, but it was really, really good. And he made asparagus, green beans, which, like, whatever, I don't really care for those. There was mashed potatoes, some bread and butter, and that was pretty much it. Like, this was the first Thanksgiving where I feel like I didn't do seconds or thirds. And I kind of just had one plate, and I was fine.
Yeah.
I think the day before was probably more exciting. I was probably more gluttonous. I went to Six Flags for the first time in Georgia, and that was pretty cool.
Have they updated the park? I haven't been there in years.
I've never been, but girl, it doesn't look like it's been updated. I mean,
probably not.
Yeah,
probably not. I feel like Six Flags is not getting money in from anywhere. Like, Six Flags is still operating on 2010's budget.
I mean,
and they're like, I don't even know how we're still here.
No, because I remember going to Six Flags over Georgia when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever went in high school, but I just remember as a middle schooler being like, ooh, this looks kind of busted.
You know what? They're advertising, though, because I heard something about it on TV, and I heard Maya from the other room go, what's Six Flags? And I was like, oh, that's an amusement park. It's like Busch Gardens. And she's like, where is it? I'm like, it's in Georgia. She's like, why do they have a commercial here for it? I'm like, oh, no, in case you want to go to Georgia. But if they're advertising a busted place, I don't know.
Yeah. It's very DC Comics. Like they have like the Joker.
Yes.
And
that was their thing.
Yes. That's it.
Oh, what did you eat there?
Some really bad chicken tenders, corn dogs, burgers.
Oh,
there was a funnel cake at one point.
As you do.
Just wasn't.
Wow. So you really, when you said you ate it all, you ate it all.
Yes, mama. I always do. But yeah, it wasn't that good.
My Thanksgiving, this was a different one for me because normally I do everything and I'm like, oh, just bring like some rolls or something like that. And then usually my friend Chris and my husband's dad will do a turkey. They'll do like a turkey in the oven. They'll do like a fried turkey. Well, our friend Chris and his husband Rob, they weren't at the Thanksgiving this year. So my father-in-law, he did everything. He did 2 turkeys. So we did, and he didn't want to fry one. He was like, it makes me nervous doing it by myself. So we did 2 turkeys. And they actually turned out really, really great. But there was this big debate and some shade being thrown because usually our friend Chris normally sort of takes the lead on the turkey and he doesn't put stuffing in the turkey.
Right.
Because he says that's, I guess, according to Butterball, like it's bad for you to do it because maybe it could not be all done on the inside. So they suggested you don't.
Understood stuffing actually in the bird. I'm like, who's eating that?
Well, my father-in-law, he does that.
Oh, sorry, Randy. I mean, that sounds
Well, he was like, you kids with this whole is not. He was like, you do the stuffing in the turkey. So he did it and was throwing shade the entire day. So then we had to like FaceTime Chris and be like, ooh, girl. And it actually was good. It was really good. But because I didn't like do everything this year, it wasn't like super, super organized. So we had a lot of like similar dishes that people brought. So we had a lot of like, but then it gets awkward because then like there's 2 or 3 different stuffings and you're like,
How is somebody, no, but since it's at your house, you do have to organize it. Like, even if you're not cooking it, you have to be like the traffic controller, be like, you want to bring stuffing? No, too late. We're already doing it. When else?
When was the last time you heard of gays actually following directions?
Maybe not.
So that's why we had a lot. I mean, there was not a lot of communication.
These damn gays. Y'all gays.
Yes. Oh! Save that. Save that.
Y'all damn gays be like, oh, you don't want me to bring green beans? I'm going to bring them anyway and see who's better. Like, it's not a competition. This is not RuPaul's Drag Race for green beans.
Yes, it is. RuPaul's Drag Race. Start your ovens.
Wait, so who had the crappiest stuffing? Like there was one that wasn't touched.
All those stuffing.
I don't think it was crappy. I think that
not the favorite.
No. Well, I think there was more left over of mine because I had a lot of mine. And we also had people that were supposed to come but didn't come. And I'm like, girl, this is too much. So it was good though. Like the food was delicious. I feel like every year I try to do mashed potatoes like a different way just to see like what's the best. And like nothing has been my favorite. I've done crock pot, I've done sous vide, and I can't find like a good like fluffy mashed potato recipe. I still haven't been able to like wrap my hands around it.
No, you know what? That's why you get Simply Potatoes.
Simply Potatoes?
Like in a bag?
Like it's the ones, maybe they're not called Simply Potatoes. It's that one that's already made in the grocery store. They have like 3 ingredients and they're like every time.
It's like in powder form?
No, it's like actual potatoes. It's, shit. I have to Google it.
Now I'm curious because I'm like, girl,
those are the best. Quit making
trying.
them with actual potatoes.
I keep trying. I'm like, ugh. And I thought that I think the best one I did was the sous vide potatoes because there was no water involved. Where you just cut up the potatoes, you put them in little bags in the hot water with the heavy cream and the milk, and it's in a bag, and then like it cooks it. To me, those were probably the best mashed potatoes that we did, but otherwise, it always is hard.
You didn't do the mayo truffle that you sent me over the weekend?
It was too late. I wish.
That looks really good.
Oh, that's
if I want mashed potatoes, I want them fully loaded.
So, you want?
But I've never made them.
Own damn thing. What is it?
I've never made them.
It's mashed potatoes are harder than you think to actually like do.
I believe it.
Holly's putting up a picture.
It is simply potatoes.
Oh, okay.
It comes in a container like that at the grocery store. It's not the freezer section.
Whoa, freezer section. It's in the freezer section.
It's just in that refrigerated section, like maybe before you get to like where the bacon is or whatever, and they have other pre-made stuff.
Oh, delicious.
And it's just exactly what it is. It's like potatoes, real butter, cream, and maybe a little salt and pepper. And they're so good every time. They're better than anybody, like, no offense, but they're better than anybody's homemade because it is difficult. Like mashed potatoes for seemingly such an easy dish is actually very difficult for some reason. That store-bought stuff is the best kind I've had.
Does it come with butter?
Yeah, there's butter in it.
Yeah, a little bit more.
It's just good. And you can add more. I mean, obviously, add what you want. And they have other kinds of like more ingredients. But it's like just those. You can look in the back. It's just like potatoes, milk, or cream, butter. And it's just, they're so good.
And Zinda said the Simply or the Bob Evans mashed potatoes apparently are good.
My fiance, Oscar, buys like in like cup form mashed potatoes.
Cup form?
In like little cups.
Like I buy rice like that.
Yes, like rice pudding. But he buys it in mashed
just
potatoes.
Rice, like a little cup serving of like jasmine rice or brown rice. That's what I do for Maya.
Yes.
But I think they do have in.
I was just like, you enjoy that. You enjoy that 1 minute in the micro.
Anybody have any drama over the Thanksgiving dinner or day?
I went
if
out.
If anyone's gonna have drama, I feel like it'd be you, Miguel.
I did.
Ooh,
I figured you would. I didn't have drama. My mom just it's a lot. We don't need to get into that drama. But like, what's the fun drama?
We almost had a Thanksgiving clapback situation.
Ooh, do tell.
Yes.
Let me tell you, with these hungry gays that just been sitting up in my house drinking all day, watching me cook, and then they got some shit to say. We were about to have an old-fashioned catfight, girl.
Well, what on earth?
So we're sitting there, and we're about 45 to 30 minutes of everything almost being done. Well, my stuffing was done. So I'd taken it out of the oven, and it was covered with foil, and I'm attending to other things. And one of my friends, who shall remain nameless, he's had some couple glasses of wine, and this bitch ass walks over to all of the food and is just sort of looking under everything. And he's been making little catty comments about like, when's the food gonna be done? And I was already getting heated because I had been drinking and I was hungry and it was hot. And then he lifts up my stuffing and he goes, "Oh, looks a little dry."
No. And I know that stuffing. It is good and buttery and delicious.
That gay was not bottoming that night.
Bitch. I had to, like, my mouth opened for a retort. And then I said, nope, let's not. Because this is going to cause drama.
Not on Thanksgiving.
Well, it really would have gone down a steep hill at that
But
point.
here's what I did, is I said, Abe, come here. So I took him in the room and I was like, this beep is over here. I'm tired. My feet hurt. My back hurt. This is what I wanted to say, but I didn't say it. So if this had worked out and this was like a movie where it would be all solved in like an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
What I wanted to say was after he said, "Ooh, your stuffing looks dry," I wanted to say, "Oh, like your relationship."
Oh no, girl. Oh no.
That would have been beautiful.
I know, but then like you have
so
to go
good.
like live with those people afterwards. You know what I mean? Like you have to like continue to have them in your life. You don't just, they're not strangers
Still have
on a train.
dinner.
I did tell him the next day when we were out. I was like, you bitch. Let me tell you how I almost ruined Thanksgiving with you and your partner looking right there because I was about to read you for filth.
But like, here's the thing. Who's commenting? Like, unless you are a great-grandmother, you have no business talking about what food looks like, especially if you're not cooking anything.
You're not cooking. Yes, 100%.
Like, why would you think that's appropriate?
Is your friend normally like this, or
they have like these personalities where they like to sort of be the pot stirrer, so they'll say stuff on purpose just to get people going.
Right.
And so this is why I stopped and I didn't say anything, because I know that they were just doing it just to like rib, but like
poke you.
Exactly. But me, people like
You
seeing my
can't poke
reactions
Miguel.
because then
you can't poke Miguel.
Like he's being playful and like ha ha ha, and I'm like, I'm gonna destroy your life.
Yeah. That's why like I thought about that because I had a moment of like a Holly retort. Not like, it wasn't like Thanksgiving drama, but sometimes like there's just been some stuff over the past weeks and months where I am angry at people, but I don't know how to fight well, and I don't know how to channel that anger that I can't let loose anywhere. So in my head, I say really terrible things. And I'm like, and this is why I don't do that in real life, because I know that I don't know how to trade barbs or whatever. And this is what it started. Actually, this is a little drama. So Maya went to had Thanksgiving with us, and then like at 5:00, I took her to her dad's house, and she was then there for the rest of the weekend and came home yesterday, Sunday. And Sunday morning, because I had been out late at a friend's birthday party Saturday night, so I actually ended up sleeping until 9.
Oh.
On Sunday. I don't even know how that happened. Like, I'm sure I know I woke up around 5 like normal, but then I was like, I'm trying to go back to sleep. Woke up at 9. And I woke up in a fine mood. But then I looked at my phone and I saw that I had missed a call from Maya's dad at 8. And I'm like, oh God. And there was a voicemail, and it was Maya. Wait, actually, I'm going to play it for you. I have a song. Did I delete it? Nope, I didn't delete it. Hold on. Wait a second. I gotta put the.
Mommy, are you okay? I was just wondering because Ohio State
Shade.
No.
And what's funny?
What? You know what's funny?
What's funny is we had just had this exchange because, okay, so I'm from Ohio. I did not go to Ohio State, but like it's, unless you decide to buck your state and become a Michigan fan, like if you're from Ohio, oftentimes you find yourself rooting for Ohio State. Like they do us proud a lot of times. Well, the game was this weekend, the game between legendary rivals, Ohio State and Michigan. In case you missed it, Ohio State got their ass handed to them. Like for years, Ohio State was on top. And then the past couple of years, I don't know, we're going through a rough patch. Michigan came in and just slayed. So I don't really participate in what's it called? Like smack talk,
trash
or like
talk.
Trash talk to other teams. Like I do a little bit beforehand. I'll be like, oh, we're gonna get them good or whatever. And I'm like, oh. But I never participate in post-loss shit talking.
Right.
Mainly because I'm like, I'm like a casual fan. I'm not like a diehard. Like I said, I didn't go there. But I know the people that are really into sports, like they're already feeling a wound. Who am I to dig in it? Like it doesn't do anything for me. And so there was some lighthearted ribbing at the birthday party I had been at the day before about how much Ohio State sucked. I'm like, yeah, no, I got it. I got it. We sucked. It was a bad day. And I was just telling my person that night, I'm like, I don't get why people have to like smash your face in it after the loss. I'm like, I know that's an American thing to do.
Right.
I just don't particularly get it. It feels a little bit unnecessary to me, but I get it. I'm not offended until my fucking kid did it. And then I'm like, Dad is teaching her to be mean because he's a Florida Gator fan. Did I remember that when I called them and that they had their asses handed to them by the Seminoles? No, I did not.
We're not talking about that.
No, I did not, because at first I forgot that happened. And then also, I don't like to do it. So then it started my morning off a little rough because I called and she's like, "Hi, Mommy. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Don't do it again. I already got the message.
I got the joke.
I got your joke." And then he's trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny. And then he's like talking about, I was just like so irritated.
Triggered.
As soon as I woke up yesterday morning, that was my drama. I'm like,
oh no.
That's great. So then in my head, I don't really say anything, but in my head, I was like, well, but they're all terrible. Like, I'm like, I hope that, and I'm like, then after I think it, I'm like, God, who thinks that?
Me.
Terrible. That's why Miguel and I are the same.
Because I'm like, well, let me tell you about your fill in the blank.
But I'm like, that's why I'm like, I just stay out of it.
I know. That's why, like, when my friends go, and when we were in Key West last weekend, because my husband Abe did the charity bike ride from Miami to Key West. And so that we have straight friends that do it, but we also, it's a majority of gay people that are doing the ride. So we're all in Key West. And when everybody gets together and they're drinking, and then the people do the natural, like, ribbing of each other and just being catty, but like in a fun, funny way, as
reading challenge,
reading each other. Exactly. But then, like, sometimes I have to like remove myself from it because people come to me with their things that are happening in their lives. And I know stuff that I could potentially use. And I want to be like, oh, so you want to talk about my possible weight gain over the past few months, but can we talk about how you almost destroyed a relationship?
Like, that's the thing. I'm like, but
that's too low.
No, but that's the thing. Like, why is anyone shit talking to anybody when you all know that you got shit
right
back there? Miguel lowered his glasses.
Like, one day I feel like I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna like get to a point to where I'm just gonna let it all hang out, and
you can't because then things are irreparably damaged.
Yes,
right.
People's feelings get hurt. I'm not good at reading. I go too low. Like, I'm not good at being playful. Like, you'll play around with me and then I'll go for you and then that's it. Like, we've ruined the relationship. Like, I'm not good at it.
This is why apparently none of us can be that person.
Right. Because I will destroy you. Let's see here.
Good to learn that today.
Quadri said, sorry I'm late, but I had to share this as it was a very big hit at my Thanksgiving. I made Miguel's mac and cheese. I'm trying to figure out if I can share the picture, but I don't know how. Oh, and Michelle on the radio. Yay! I'm so glad it worked.
Insta DM girl.
I love it. That was really cool. Let's give a little shout out to everybody here. Stefan, Shannon, Natalie, Zinda, Emma, Alexis, Kelly, Tampa Tidbit, Jason, Brian, Francisco, Daniel. So we got a lot of people on here today. So that was the Thanksgiving part of all of this. And it was a really, really, really cool time having my mom, my husband's family. We also got to celebrate my now younger brother-in-law, just proposed to his girlfriend, long-term girlfriend. So that was cool. We got to sort of celebrate them.
Good.
But before all of the like fun, warm stuff, we were in Key West for the charity ride. Girl, every time we go to Key West, it is just like debauchery upon debauchery.
Do you think debauchery. It wouldn't be like what? Key West is not for family vacations.
No, absolutely. Which actually a lot of people do take their families to Key West, and we were all like, "What do you do with your kids if you're in Key West?" Because I don't know. I guess you take them to the Butterfly Museum,
skiing.
You just go to the beach. Like, I don't even know what. I still have never been there, so I don't even know what one does. You just get drunk.
Yeah, I mean, it was
drunk and naked rooftop bars.
They do, yes, they do have that place called Adam and Eve where you can go up top. It's like sort of like the straight place where straights go to get naked. If
Straights
you want
going
to.
get naked?
Yeah, I've been there once and it made me uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable. I feel like there's unnecessary touching and inappropriateness.
I mean, I feel like.
Fool.
I mean, I feel like
bar.
most people that are there are on the same page. So I mean, you're not, and you don't. It's clothing optional, so you don't have to get naked.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went one time, it was a couple years ago, I was just like, this is just. You can't help but not look.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So you're like, I don't feel like I should. I don't know. It's really weird just to be around a bunch of straight naked people.
Is it majority older people? It is, right?
So when I went, it was in the evening time, and it was actually a mix of people. But like most times, if you go to like a nude beach or something like that, the majority of the people that don't give a fuck, they're all older, and they're just like,
I know.
I don't
when
care.
I get old, I probably won't give a fuck either. But I've got a couple of fucks left to give now.
Period.
Holly said, I have my titties out, girl. Yes.
Hang out. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
But no, we went to this one place called Island House. I may have talked about it previous years on the podcast, and it's sort of like a men's clothing optional hotel with like a restaurant and a pool and a sauna and all that stuff. And
is the clothing optional at the restaurant?
What's it called again?
Yeah, Island House. It's like the #1 gay men's resort.
I don't even want to eat naked in the privacy of my own home. Like, why would I want to eat naked? That's not. What was it? The show, was it How I Met Your Mother? There was an episode about good naked and bad naked. That's a bad naked.
Yeah, I mean, but people are doing it. They're just sitting there, and and then too, like late at night, crazy stuff starts to happen.
Not at the restaurant. Stop it.
Now this is all outside, so it's like a cafe. Like there's the pool outside, and the restaurant it's all, and the bar is all outside. So you just start to see.
I can't.
I want to see it.
Yeah, no.
See it.
But I don't, though. I don't
Do tell.
People just getting handsy.
Like I just hadn't thought about this mental picture since it happened. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's so fucking weird.
I'm looking at the photos as you are talking, so I am ready to visualize.
So this was like Monday night because it had been like rainy and gray in Key West. So we're just gonna spend the day at Island House. The food actually is really good there. But they have pools inside, outside, all that stuff. So this was probably like 11:30. We were like, all right, we're eating, and then we're all going back to our different hotels or Airbnbs. So there had been like 2 different groups of like young guys that were sort of like the talk of Island House that weekend because they were very sexually liberally free and didn't mind who saw. So we're sitting there, like the 6 of us. I think I had like a turkey club wrap, and I'm sitting there just eating my little wrap. And we're talking to this guy who's like a doctor from Dallas who was like really nice and really cool. We're talking about, him finishing like his medical degree and all that stuff. And then as I just remember, this will be seared into my brain forever, as I'm like dipping my wrap into something, taking a bite, and I look up at the table over us, and one of the guys has put his chicken tender down, and he's just going to town on the other guy next to him, and he's just like, oh!
No!
This is on a Monday?
Yeah, this is a Monday, like 11.
And everybody around is just like,
yeah, like everybody, like the server comes over, is like, y'all want a refill of anything? Do you need some water?
What are the keys, baby? What are the keys?
No, that's it. Check that off my list. I'm not doing it.
No, you're not going.
Well, you couldn't go to Island House anyway. It's a men's only resort.
No, that's why. All these horny ass men trying to get off.
Calvin, you want to go next year?
I mean, it sounds like a fun time.
No.
I will tell you, I did not get naked. If anyone's asking, did not. But I did.
So you weren't performing,
but you did perform
things.
No, I did not perform.
Lunch.
No, not. Listen, that turkey wrap was too good for me to put that down to do anything. Oh, look at Tampa Tidbit. Jason said, "I'm down."
Oh my goodness.
Well, you got to do the smart ride. You can sign up now. So that was.
You don't do the smart ride. Shut up.
Excuse me. I fundraise.
That's different from doing it.
So? No, I fundraise. Abe don't do nothing for fundraising. He does the writing. I do the fundraising.
It's a good partnership.
Jason said Miguel was serving desserts. I was not serving desserts. Stefan said new meaning to I want to have brunch. Like, I wish I could like transport that just looking up and then all you just see is just right there at the table.
I can't.
Like, that reminds me. No, never mind.
I think at first I'd be so shocked, and after I would be like, whatever. I'm gonna finish this turkey club.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's all you can do because I mean, it's just
unless you get up and leave with your sandwich, they have to pay, right? Like, what do you do?
Oh, so yeah, that was probably the highlight of the weekend, or the trip. Was that the key? Other than them raising $1 million for HIV research?
That's great.
That was great. So
that's the good part.
All right. Anybody else have anything that they want to share before we get out of here?
I don't know if I'll do this as a check-in later this week, but I did watch that new. I watched a lot of movies actually, which usually I don't have time to get to. I finally saw Nope.
What'd you think of it?
Nope.
Oh.
The fuck was that even?
Oh, really? Wow. People are so divided by this movie. I still haven't seen it.
I didn't like it. I really I thought we were building towards something else. Like, I got hot because like my body gets hot when I get nervous about like what's going on in a movie, and there are definitely suspenseful parts, and I get okay, I get the concept, but overall I was just like, I feel like there was so much that I don't know what the fuck it even meant. And I'm like, I feel like that was way too long for what it was. And I like Jordan Peele. I like his stuff, but that was a big nope for me.
I think that sometimes filmmakers can try too hard with this is imagery or this is a metaphor for this part of life, or this is it. And I feel like sometimes with consumers, sort of like what we do with our show, like you gotta make it plain. Like, tell us what it is that we're watching. Right. Whereas I feel like with Get Out, it was made perfect sense. Boom. We got the storyline. Right. And then with Us.
Yeah.
There was some parts that I'm like, I still don't get why the rabbits were in the beginning. I didn't.
Yeah, that's where a lot I don't want to spoil it.
But there was adventure in that one.
Right, there was. And you get it.
And most of it made sense. Right. Most of it, there were a couple outliers where you're like, I can kind of write off whatever that was and still go with the main thing.
Right.
And there was a main thing, but it took so long to get there. And then it took so long to wrap up, and the wrap up wasn't even that great. And I was like,
I don't, and this isn't going to spoil anything, but and I'm trying to remember if I ever found out the answer, but did we ever find out what the whole ape storyline was about?
No!
Okay, just making sure. Because I remember at the end, I was like, wait, but I felt like that was a big part of it. And they never.
It was a huge part. And I'm sorry, this is the only thing, because I'm I tried to put those parts together. Kelvin, close your ears or something real quick.
Yeah.
I just felt like maybe the tie-in was is it me, or is the tie-in treat animals better? Or every animal has a breaking point, humans included? I was like, is that the message? Because the big reveal,
right.
Every animal of sorts has a specific set of rules that govern them, but you never really know what they are. And I'm like, is it that? And I'm like, the fact that I'm alluding to that, but I don't know. What the fuck was the shoe? Why the shoe? I'm like, I just can't. I'm done. So anyway. Okay, go back.
You can come back.
So that one I didn't like, but I really and then I also saw Spirited, that new Christmas musical with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Oh, was that good?
It was a delight. Now, that was also a little heavy on the musical end. Like even they were even making jokes in the musical about how many times they were singing.
Jesus.
And I think it was supposed to be like tongue in cheek, like, look how many times songs happen in musicals. And by the end, I was like, we got it.
Yeah, point's been made.
Point's been made. Like they sang too much. However, some of the songs were really delightful and it made me feel like really warm and fuzzy at the end. I think it could potentially be a new Christmas classic if you can sit through the singing, because it's just that part was written for Ryan Reynolds. 100%. I think anybody else possibly could have played Will Ferrell's part, but like the fact that he was an elf and he's just got this like hopeful spirit, it worked really well. And like I thought it was really cute. And they have this whole song and dance about good afternoon, and it's so funny, and we say that now like as an inside joke. So I liked that one.
And what is it called?
Spirited,
because
it's on Apple TV Plus.
I've seen some reviews about it, but I'm like, I have a hard time watching anything joyful. So
yeah, it's joyful and triumphant, and you will not like it.
Yeah, no,
got it.
Yeah,
I did though. It's just it is a little bit like the shtick about like how much they're singing. It's a little like okay, but some of the songs are really good, and like the storyline is good. I liked it.
I didn't watch anything like on the plane rides. I tried to watch Wednesday. But I was like super just exhausted from everything that happened this week.
Right.
So I only got 30 minutes of it. I plan on getting back into it. It seemed really good.
I saw the first two.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
It was pretty good. Christina Ricci is in it too.
I saw that. I think I got to that part. Then that's when I was like, I gotta go to bed.
And Gwendolyn from Game of Thrones is gorgeous. She is so beautiful in her role. And I've liked the first two episodes. It's very different from the original. Well, not the original, but one of the original ones where Christina Ricci played Wednesday.
Okay, I was curious about that.
Yeah.
I forgot. I also saw The People We Hate at the Wedding.
Is that good? I saw that. That was on Netflix, right?
I think it's on Netflix or it's on one of them.
HBO.
It's Kristen Bell, Ben Platt, Allison Janney.
Yes.
And
yes.
I thought the gay storyline was great because it's like a mainstream raunchy romantic comedy with one of the most realistic gay storylines interwoven as well. And as it was going on, I'm like, thank you, filmmakers. I was like, this is great. So I thought that was cute too.
I have not heard about this at all.
So is it a main gay storyline or is it just...
Yeah. No, it's one of the main characters is gay. Because I talked about this the Friday before we went to break because it came out that day. In Trending, I talked about it. So it's Kristen Bell and Ben Platt are siblings, but they have a half sibling who lives in England that's getting married. And the two of them have to go travel to England to go to this half sister's wedding. And Allison Janney is the mom. And like hilarity ensues because this quote unquote like perfect half sister in England with this beautiful life is getting married and it's like all rich and gorgeous. And like Kristen Bell and Ben Platt are just barely holding their shit together. Their relationships are all helter skelter. And I thought it was good.
Oh, okay. Is it a Christmas or no? Just regular movie?
No, it's just regular. Not Christmas. Not Christmas themed. Just happened to be out, I guess, around the holidays.
I watched the first couple of episodes of the new season of Elite and I was a little bored. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm obviously invested at this point because the main actors are extremely, extremely attractive.
Oh yeah.
But I don't fucking care anymore. It's not the original actor. So like I just
so it's like everybody gone.
Pretty much, except like the season 5, like the 3 kids, the 3 siblings, the hot guy, the soccer star, and the soccer star's kid. But that's pretty much it. And like also the main guy from last season, like he actually did die, and I didn't realize that.
Wait,
it's in the synopsis, so no spoilers. But remember Samuel, yeah, he's dead, right? Like wouldn't that have been a big deal?
What?
Yes, it's in the synopsis, so that info has been out.
Wait, he died in real life?
No, not in real life. In the show. In the show, the season finale.
Yeah. I watched. Okay, yes, I knew that. That's why I was like, because remember he died in the show. I didn't know.
Well,
I was like,
we didn't know because they didn't take him out in a body bag, so we didn't really know. We just saw his friends crying in the rain.
Gotta love a good crying in the rain scene.
Yeah, and so they walked away.
That's right.
They're gone too. So that was okay. I did watch a lot of Drag Race. The UK winner was announced. Was okay. But Canada versus the World, which is kind of like an All-Stars International version of the show. They had Justin Trudeau on there, and he had like a little moment where he was talking to the queens and talking about equality and diversity, and it was just so nice to see that. Like, I thought that was such a special moment in TV. You can only watch that on the World of Wonder app, so it wasn't on like VH1 or anything like that, but I really wish it was. It was so nice to see a prime minister on Drag Race. I thought it was so iconic. I loved it.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really. I saw the other on your Instagram story. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Producer Calvin, how can people search for you online?
Well, you could go to a specific folder on porn. I'm just kidding. At Kelvin Live, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. OnlyFans is coming soon, though.
No, it's not.
It is.
No.
It's under construction.
No, it's not.
Holly.
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And if I ever decide to tell you that something's under construction, it'll fucking be under construction.
Jesus.
And mine is at Miguel Fuller. You can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.